All right, here we are. Hello, welcome to Stop Questioning Everything, the official Drug Receipts podcast. We're the brand bringing Web3 to streetwear and streetwear to Web3 in the form of digital and physical wearables and our signature DR experience augmented reality. We are your trusted source for mind-altering content, bringing you the pillars of art and subversion, science and skepticism, community and sport. My name is Arlo Eisenberg. I'm your host. I'm the founder and artist behind Drug Receipts. Today is Thursday, December 22nd, 2022 in America. It's Friday, December 23rd in New Zealand. And this is episode number 24. And it's almost Christmas Eve. So we've got a very special episode for you. We have a special DRx-mas episode. We've got a visit from our founders. I'll be joined by my fellow drug lords, Brooke Howard-Smith and Tyler Shields. And we've also got Trevor, as always. Our trusted Trevor will be here joining us for some revelry. We'll talk about the year in review. We'll look back at an extraordinary year by every measure. Hard to believe how much has been packed into this year. We will take you behind the scenes a little bit. We will share with you some photos that have never been seen. And we will share some stories about, what an incredible journey it's been along the way. If you're listening on a streaming service, just know that we are going to share a lot of photos on this episode and some videos. We're going to be telling stories. Brooke and Tyler are both great at painting a picture. Trevor as well. We've got a lot of good storytellers on here. But it's always the best experience when you can see the photos and the videos that we're sharing. So we recommend checking it out on YouTube. We are streaming live right now, but the recording will be up on our YouTube channel, Drug Receipts, and we encourage everyone to watch the stream on YouTube. So with that said, let's go ahead and bring up the rest of the team. Let's bring on Trevor, Tyler, and Brooke. Welcome, guys. Merry
Happy Hanukkah, Christmassy festival, holiday time of year. I felt like you were attacking me then, bro.
I've been trying to shoot powers out of my hands for like the last 3 weeks. I'm stoked that it's finally working. Watch this. Watch me choke Trevor. Done.
Just like
Brooke, that's a good looking shirt.
Look, listen, this arrived today. And what I love about all Web3, look at this beautiful show. I could show you the Web3 AR effect. But like, it's cool because exactly one holiday is the delay. So it's just in time for Christmas.
You've got your Halloween shirt just in time for Christmas.
Boom. I'm so stoked.
Nailed it. Perfect.
You'll get your Christmas shirt by Easter, we promise.
This morning I went to a breakfast, which was just full. I don't have kids, but a lot of my friends have these like wonderful children. And everyone, because I'm obviously the friend that no one's wife approves of. And I came with this to the thing. And then the kids said stabbing. It was great. Merry Christmas, kids.
Merry DRx-mas. Tyler, that's an interesting setup. You're calling us from a different room, and someone is falling out of the air, like right into your head, it looks like.
That's
very
me.
dramatic. Who is it? You?
That's my self-portrait.
Oh,
It's very
amazing.
meta. Love it.
You're doing a backflip in the middle
I
of
am
nowhere?
doing a backflip. I had to move in here because I have 644 terabyte hard drives in my office.
Wow.
And they're all going at the same time. And so it would sound like I was in like a jet, like a jet engine. So I was like, oh shit. So I ran out here to spare you of that sound.
Awesome.
So what are you doing? What are you up to? Are you allowed to divulge anything?
Starting a porn website. It takes a lot of storage.
It's all the nudes of Brooke. That's how I make my living.
It's an untapped market.
The Burt Reynolds rug shot of Brooke is still a bestseller.
Hey, it's kind of funny you say that. And like, obviously, this is a bit of a celebration, like having everyone, well, all of us here. There's even more people, I'm sure, joining us. And, I'm always like, oh, look at me. But I was like, what a day. And those of you guys that are in the cold of the United States, I was, or wherever you're joining in the Northern Hemisphere, I wanted to just let you know how amazing it is here in New Zealand. And thanks for joining us. But look at this beautiful day, Trevor, isn't it?
It is. It's a stunner out there today.
I was actually going to move this entire podcast to the pool. So I'm going to do, and Trevor talked to this, especially the one thing about the DRx podcast is they're like 6 hours long. And so I'm going to do the rest of this, I think, or at least the next 40 minutes from the pool.
You've got to prepare yourself for a DRx podcast. It's not something you can come in half-assed.
Yeah, right. Anyways,
guys,
Merry Christmas.
To give you a little bit of contrast, this doesn't happen all the time, and in fact, it doesn't happen very often. But it literally snowed. It snowed here today in Texas.
Isn't that unbelievable? For those of you that haven't been to Texas, obviously, you think of Texas as being kind of drier and hotter and more arid, but it's very green and it snowed. That's crazy, Arlo. That's awesome.
We had snow flourishing. I was wild.
That outdoor shift of yours, Brooke, has not interrupted your audio at all. In fact, you sound a whole lot better with that.
Oh, can you actually? Sorry, can you hear? Is there a bit of a wind thing there? Is there now?
You're okay right now.
Shall I move back inside? I'm actually.
Well, there's a lot of birds.
Can you get in the pool? Put the laptop on the edge and get in the pool. There's nothing more.
Trevor, I'm in the pool. The laptop is on the edge. It's done.
Brooke, we did the drunk receipts podcast when you guys got drunk. Now we need to do the underwater drug receipts podcast.
That may have led, like, everyone's always like, why aren't you running the show anymore, Brooke? It's like that was one of the key moments that led to me firing myself. So let's not recreate that.
So I want to ask you guys,
with the Corona in hand, that was one of the moments.
Yeah, right. Let's not
stepping
recreate
away.
that.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I sold some ad spot today to Corona. Corona, the beer you're drinking when you're not drinking beer.
You are drinking it exactly like they train you to do it in a spot, right? You're showing the label.
The label.
Oh yeah, absolutely, 100%.
Product placement.
He does that intuitively now. He gets so much, payola thrown at him by all of these brands that he picks up a beer, and if it's not facing the right way, you notice this very subtle little shift and turn just to make the label. Even when he's eating a chocolate bar, I've seen him turn the packet around just to get the full text.
As we're going through this podcast, Arlo, thank you, Trevor, for that commentary. But as we're going through I appreciate it. As we go through the podcast, can you let us know how long this extra bit has stretched the podcast out for? What are we looking at now? 3 minutes 20, 3 hours 20, 3 hours 30?
We do have a running clock.
Let's get to it.
What the running time?
Wait. I like what Brooke's doing here because Brooke, the guy is a walking salesman. He's literally living in a fucking pool right now. But I like where he's going with this because we could sit and talk about all this weather and whatever, but let's talk about the fact that this was one of the craziest years probably of everyone's lives, right?
Yes. Yep.
It shook up so many things. Arlo, you've added a purple sex light in your room. That's new. I haven't seen that yet, so that's great.
All sex looks good when it's purple.
Right. Brooke, I would say that I've known you now for, 28, 30 years or something. You have not changed. You've only gotten more eccentric and maybe some would say more handsome.
I agree.
And better at selling things. So that's
Jamie's
good.
wife doesn't agree.
Arlo, his wife is a saint, and you keep her name out of your mouth, Trevor.
Yeah, slap him.
I never talk badly about Mrs. Howard Smith. I only ever talk badly about Mr. Howard Smith. That is my God-given right as an Australian.
Dorothy Mantooth is a saint.
Listen, I'm up. Tyler, I was thinking the same thing when I kind of started wandering downstairs towards the podcast. As Arlo was I could hear him vocally stretching and getting ready for this. I was like, if you were ever going to wrap up a year, firstly, it's felt like 6 years. Anyone who looks back, and I go back to are you saying that we haven't even, drug receipts is 8 months old? That's just insane.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a great point. That's a great point because I literally was thinking it's not even South by Southwest yet. And that was the week before we launched or 2 weeks before we launched, right?
That was exactly when we launched.
That was the week.
It was a reveal.
That seems like it was 5 years ago.
All right, so you guys are right. Let's not talk about what we're about to talk about. Let's go ahead and get into it. So we will do that.
Let's go.
And we will start with Joellen. kind of to set the stage, right? The entire breadth of the project. The very first trait drop was our first 100. And we said that we would do a custom shirt and send it to the first 100 people to sign up for our Discord. And we have an image of that first 100 shirt that's also got a cleverly placed DRx tattoo on it. So we're going to play the first 100 from the highlights. So I know I'm going a little off.
When do you think that shirt's likely to arrive for me? Is that like an Easter drop? Do I get that in Easter?
Wow.
So very sexy shot there. Thanks, Selena, for modeling that. But then going all the way to our current trait drop, which is the onesie, of course, the Crypto Walkers Drug Receipts Kill Team onesie. Joel, we can show the next image there. I mean, this is so going from the first 100 t-shirt now to where we are with this the Kill Team onesie. I mean, what an incredible journey it's been. And we're gonna take you in kind of like and go for a deep dive into the journey from first 100 all the way up to the Kill Team onesie. But one thing I wanted to pay off really quickly was Drug Wars, because Drug Wars was a huge campaign within Drug Receipts. But most of it happened, in fact, almost all of it happened online and digitally. So there's not a whole lot of behind the scenes for it, not a whole lot of images. I wanted to pay off our winner nicely, who won with M&Ms. He was our first Warlord and picked up the very first Warlord trophy. If we can take a look at that. This is sitting in Nicely's wallet right now. We should have a video of it, I believe.
There it is.
Oh, yeah. Super cool.
The highly coveted Warlord trophy.
Yep. And it's got the M&M's name emblazoned down there on the bottom. Thanks for that, Joel. And really super cool.
Can we just say that John Nicely is the Tom Brady of Drug Receipts?
He is the GOAT right now. Yeah. And he made a pretty nice haul there for winning that. He picked up a Fluff, picked up a Burrow, picked up a Seeker. Yeah, really. Yeah, he's much like Tom Brady. He has got the skins on the wall. He's got the trophies.
Who's the guy deflating the footballs?
That's Tom Brady.
Okay. So I got it. So I see what's implied. I'm reading between the lines.
Not that. So,
awesome.
Tyler, you started to talk about.
Clever, you pay him a compliment. It's very clever. You pay him a compliment, but you're actually saying Deflategate is what you're saying. I got it.
Yeah.
Well done.
The fix is in. Yeah, keep
checks in the mail.
Yeah, keep your insults to yourself. Both Tom Brady and Nicely are legends, and each one of them deserve everything that they've earned and that comes to them. So to call into question any of their accomplishments, I think is completely out of pocket.
I see what you're doing. Just reinforcing it. Good. Moving on.
He almost got his ass kicked by his wife, but that's a whole nother story.
Brady just did get his ass kicked by his wife. So
stay on track. No ADD. Arlo, keep going.
Go. We're at 4 hours, 20 minutes.
But I do have to say, in stark contrast to Brady and Giselle, Trevor's right. Nicely and his wife got first place and runner-up in the drug war. So that is not a household divided.
Giselle has never won a single game of football. Not one. No. But I tell you, I went to where they got married like a couple of weeks ago in Costa Rica. It was lovely. And in fact, if you're going to Costa Rica, are we in the travel guide section of today's podcast?
We are.
No, that's 1 hour.
There we go.
Flora Blanca in Santa Teresa is the one spot you want to go on the Pacific coast. You heard it here first.
Okay, noted. Got it. Noted. Flora
Did
Blanca.
you build a house there, Brooke?
Not there, but somewhere close.
You guys want to do the year in review? You want to see?
Yeah, let's go.
So Joel, here we're going to start at last year, actually. So this is December of last year. A fledgling sketch for what would eventually become this podcast. Because before we minted, and Tyler, you're right, we actually minted in March at South by Southwest. But for months leading up to that, we started the podcast before we minted. Remember, there were several episodes before we even got to mint.
Yeah.
That means we had our Discord up and running. We had the podcast up and running. There was a lot that was already happening before we ever got to Mint. And this old sketch from probably almost exactly 1 year ago to the day. This was December 24th is the timestamp on this image. And you'll notice that that little logo now is in the bottom right corner of your screen. So this was the very beginning of what would become this podcast. And then the next thing, it is incredible to me. So the next photo is of Fluff House LA. Brooke, you were not in town.
I wasn't there, Arlo. You're thinking of Chris Cornell or someone else.
So Brooke wasn't there, but I went out to LA, and Tyler and I went to Fluff House LA, and we met up with some rollerblading friends. Rawlinson's there. Our community knows Rawlinson, and that's TJ Weber, famous rollerblading legend, and Evan Jones made the hoax videos, the video filmer and director behind the hoax videos. But
this also very famous for saying NFTs are stupid.
You're talking about TJ. Yes. You're talking about TJ, because everyone else in this photo actually is a drug smuggler. Evan, Rawlinson, we're all holders. But yes, TJ said to our face that NFTs are stupid.
It was amazing, and Brooke destroyed him.
Yeah, it was funny.
It got pretty heated for sure.
It did get very heated. I love him. I love wherever you are, TJ. Living in obscurity. I love you, buddy.
My favorite line, and then I'll stop about the TJ thing. But my favorite line from that was, they told JP Morgan that electricity was stupid.
That's true. JP Morgan is the girl I used to visit at Showgirls. Moving along.
Moving right along. Oh, look.
So this was part of that LA trip. This is the room now that has been overrun by 6 terabyte servers. But this is Tyler at his editing bay. And this was when he put together the video that we would end up debuting and showing at South by Southwest. So again, this kind of places it in time. This is before South by Southwest. This is when I'm trying to think out why I was even out in LA. I don't know.
This is when you came for Fluff.
But are you saying I went out there just to go to Fluff House? I feel like it would have had to have been piggybacked on something else.
You did.
The two things were tied together. I was like, go out there, you can shoot the video, see Tyler, and go to Fluff House. It was
Okay, very, very cool. So the next thing, then this is taking place. Those 2 LA photos, that was in February, right? So still before Mint. And then this is also before Mint. All this stuff was surprising to me when I was looking at it, because it's hard to recall that there was a time before we'd actually minted. But that's Jesse and I at a bar in Dallas, and we are working on the receipt for Betty Cocktail. And for those of you that have been around long enough, you will remember that we did this really cool thing for a local server bartender here in Dallas. She got injured, and so she had a GoFundMe. And we auctioned off a thermal hand-drawn drug receipt to raise some money to give to her, because the origin of drug receipts was exactly this: me at restaurants and at bars just drawing on receipts and leaving them for the servers. So we thought it was a nice, cool way to give back to the service community, and a kind of a cool way to kick off the project with drug receipts. But this was February. I
think Jesse's put in 11 ETH there. It was 4 ETH, but at the time that was $11,000, which was exactly how much I think she needed to get her surgery, right? Or it was like close to a number she needed, which was awesome.
And that's exactly the way it works out in the movies, in the Beat Street and Breakin' movies, where the rec center needs $5,000 in order to stay in business. And then you have the dance off, and the first prize is $5,000. So yeah, we nailed it.
I've been trying to close down that rec center for the last 2 years.
Did Brooke win the dance?
Spoiled again.
Did Brooke win the dance competition and take out the 5K?
No, well. Anyways,
he always does. But I wasn't the only one that drew a receipt there. Jesse also had a receipt. Let's see that one. Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Why didn't we do that collection?
So that is a collection now. Jesse has been putting up. Jesse has been minting and putting up her drawings on OpenSea, so you can actually find Jesse's drawings. If you love this, and there's what's not to love. I mean, it's so super cute and cool. You can find Jesse's work on OpenSea.
encroaching on some IP in the bottom left-hand corner there. We'll let that slide one time.
Just one time, because it's not officially our font. So, so she might be able to get away with that. Although maybe it's some alpha. Maybe there's a Jesse X DRx collab in the mix somewhere.
Yeah.
So do y'all want to jump to the mint? So let's jump up to, yep. So we were cramming, coming down to the wire, about to go to South by Southwest. We were going to mint during South by Southwest, have our reveal during South by Southwest. And, it was a tense few days there, but we sold out our 10K collection. This was one of the banners that we put out after we did it. But yeah, we were super proud to have sold out, and it was right after the market tanked, basically. So there was a lot of fear and concern, but we did it. We got through it. Let's show an image of South by Southwest, because immediately after minting, we went to South by Southwest. There's Brooke and Alex. What were y'all doing there? What was the media for?
What were we doing? What media for there? That we just had a live show almost the whole time. This is when there was a machine just printing money, throwing it into a room, and we had to empty the money out of that room. And we were like, what are we going to do with this money? We're like, okay, let's just get a crew just filming us full time. And it was great. It was wonderful. Total success.
Is that out on the street? Did you guys drag that big poster out on the street and just set up a couple of like high chairs? And
it was great. No, it was kind of in the little fluffle. I want to clarify something. Trevor, when you announced the Jesse collab, I was laughing at Trevor just and his random announcements more. That's what I was laughing at, not the idea of Jesse and DRx. which I think would be great, but I just love that Trevor in a podcast will make himself like 8 weeks of hardcore work just randomly. Okay, moving along. Okay. But yeah, that was us.
Right, so, yeah, and this was, for us, was one of the highlights. I got to appear on stage with Jim Evans, who's the artist who does the Fluff World posters. And Brooke is up there. He actually was the moderator, the host for that panel. And we did a live drug receipt, which we gave away at the end of that panel. You can see I'm sitting there on the left. I would guess I was drawing the drug receipt while we did this. But they had the 3D animations up inside the Fluff Dome. It was really cool to see the art presented that way.
Yeah. Oh, the dome.
Oh, and there's a picture of the founders at South by Southwest.
I like that you cleaned your boots before going to the show, Brooke. That's straight off the construction site and into South by Southwest.
What's incredible? That's cocaine. Almost all of that is cocaine. It's just dropped onto my boots. So yeah, it's hard to clean it off in between.
You know it's not absorbed via your feet, right? Like there is another way of taking it. That
like I said, there was just so much money back in March.
Aw, there's Jesse and Dia. So again, this is taking us back all the way to the mint. So some of our drug snugglers have been here since the very beginning. Dia, of course, is a prominent community member. We do skeptic spaces together. Yeah. It looks like I got a little bit of Brooks cocaine on my boots there.
Be more careful.
So, Tyler, do you remember this?
Oh my God, yes.
So Tyler is a world famous photographer, probably not even a world famous photographer, probably the world famous photographer, the preeminent photographer of our time. So we went out to South by Southwest, and rather than get a hotel room, I said, we can just crash at my daughter's dorm room.
It makes sense.
So that door that's open there to the right of Tyler, that is actually one of Lulu's roommates. That's his room, and that's where Tyler stayed because he was out of town, I guess, at the time. So Tyler crashed in that room.
When your friend says, "Let's go crash in my daughter's college dorm," you could paint a picture that could be awesome. This wasn't it, though, right?
No, this definitely wasn't it. It was unbelievable though, because there was a level of ghetto that I was anticipating and excited for, and it exceeded my expectations beyond anything you could imagine, to the point of when I took a shower the first day I got there, I put a trash bag down in the shower because I didn't know if I would die if my feet touched it.
You know what's interesting is the fact that looking at that photo and looking at your face, Tyler, there's no way you could feel that discomfort level by looking. You look at.
That's right.
Thank you. You know, it belies the torment and torture you went through.
This is the second time in my life that I've been really rich with Arlo. And this is just the way that Arlo is.
Yeah. And that's the thing, Brooke. At one point, I thought to myself, I'm rich. I could go right now and get us a penthouse somewhere. Yeah. But no. I want the full Arlo experience.
Didn't you live like in the same kind of little ghetto kind of like house when I had that house on Victoria Beach in Laguna, living next to like when you still just, it's unbelievable. I mean, it's humble. You're a humble man. Oh,
Palik and I lived in Venice still. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, Tyler did say after this, he said, we are never doing that again.
Yes.
And whatever you might think about, Tyler was worried about the state of the shower there in that dorm room. Whatever you think about the conditions there for Tyler, it didn't even get close to what I would end up having to go through. I spent the night in the dorm sauna because I got locked out of the dorm room.
It was everything that I wanted. And my friends asked me, why did you do that? Why did you go through that? And I said, I needed the full Arlo experience.
Yeah.
And it was unbelievable.
It's great. Well, anyways, listen, it was authentically Arlo. So good on you guys.
Good on us. So that's all. And that was part of the South by Southwest experience, right? So, because my daughter was going to school in Austin. She lived in Austin. So we were staying there at the dorm. But also while we were in Austin, immediately after Austin, Brooke, you went on to LA. So you talked me into going out to LA. Tyler lives in LA. So we were all able to hook up and kind of keep the vibe going in LA.
Again, I was staying at that one hotel, double suite. You were sleeping on Tyler's couch, I think. That kind of thing, right?
That's probably exactly right. Yes,
that's right.
But I also think I slept on one of your spare beds one night too. So
there you go,
as long as you've got a friend, as long as you've got a friend.
So
or if it's a fancy hotel, you can always just crash in the foyer. One of the comfy chairs in the foyer. It's got to be better than putting a plastic bag under your feet to have a shower. But
Thank you, Trevor.
Trevor, were you around when I told the story of what happened in the dorm room there?
No, and I'm not sure that a story that starts with those words should be told.
But also,
I literally did that. I slept the hotel. I got locked out of the room, and so I slept anywhere I could. I was sleeping in the lobby. I was sleeping in the hallways, and then I finally found a sauna where I could go in, and it was reasonably warm and secluded.
Did you have to wake up every half hour and pour some water on the hot rocks?
I said that's the last time. I said that's the last time. Now, what's funny about Arlo sleeping in there is there's security cameras in that place. So they watched this man go from room to room.
Wandering around all night, trying to sleep under tables.
But he promised me that was the last time, and that's probably the only time he'll ever lie to me.
You guys, by the way, we've been talking about what privilege. You know what privilege is? Privilege is being allowed to just wander around a girl's dorm they're like, oh, he seems respectable. Me, once you get to this pantone, that shit,
it's over.
This
Brooke would have been in jail.
That shit off.
It is true.
Everyone trusts Arlo. Brooke, you would be in prison right now.
Oh yeah, I mean, Brooke, you would be in prison right now. By the way, the name of my upcoming book, autobiography. This guy.
That's Brooke's epitaph.
That's right.
So a cool thing that happened in LA that just happened. It just was amazing how the timing worked out. But I showed a picture earlier that had Evan Stone, who filmed and directed the hoax videos. And Brian Smith also lives out in LA. He's also an accomplished celebrity photographer. But so they had a Hoax 2 reunion.
Taking a photo of a celebrity. That's great.
But this is Brooke literally going straight from the airport to the Hoax 2 reunion in LA at Brian's house. And Calabasas, wherever he lives.
$300
Y'all know where
$350 US Uber to get there.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And he came suitcases in tow and came right to the reunion. And in fact, you can see TJ lurking there in the back, staring at Brooke, and he's thinking, "Oh boy, I can't wait to get into this.
I can't wait to tell him that NFTs are stupid."
And this is also,
Hey, I also want to point out before we get too far, in the peak of our last time we were rich together, Arlo and I just gave TJ Weber a car. Do you remember that?
Your car that you left in the US?
Do you remember
TJ
that?
used to ride for Senate. He was
We
sponsored
just gave
by
him a car.
Yeah.
ungrateful. I mean, wow.
There we are. Look at that.
Oh, yes.
Great.
Yep. Well, that is actually the Hoax 2 reunion. And for rollerbladers, Hoax 2 is like a seminal film. This was like the film or one of the films that kind of got the whole skating thing started. And that's me on the left with Michael Palick, Brian Smith, Brooke, and B-Love. All five of us went on a Winnebago, just like the one that's behind us there, and traveled across the country filming skating and antics. And that's Evan kneeling down on the left. He's the one that filmed it and directed it. So really cool to get back together with that group and be able to get this shot.
And it's nice to see you've all matured to take life far more seriously than you did back in those days.
There it is.
I try to, if I was instructing people to take photos of me, I'd have them kind of like where my hair's thinning. You could fill it. Had you have Photoshop, Tyler?
Oh, yeah. No.
Okay, if we get that Photoshop in the future, that would be awesome. Thank you.
What did he say?
The clone tool.
Oh, but so this is in the basement basically of Tyler's studio. And since we were in LA and since it's what Tyler does, we took advantage of the perk of just of being in business with one of the best photographers in the world. So here Brooke is getting a portrait done. We all got portraits done. We had some portraits of the three of us taken together. And we got some video content of us interviewing each other, actually, which I don't think we've ever have released that yet. We should still put that together into some kind of a super edit.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I wonder how current or topical any of it would be still, but probably.
There's a saying that said this NFT boom is going to last forever, is what I said.
Yeah.
Take that to the bank. Okay, great.
So while we were in California, Southern California, all the shots that we've been looking at up to now were LA, but we also have a lot of friends in Orange County, around the Orange County area. So while we had Brooke in town, we took advantage of it and we traveled down south to Orange County to catch up with some friends there. And everybody in this photo also has legendary status in the rollerblading world. Next to me, starting at the left of the photo, that's just Darren Forth, who shot all the early photos for Daily Bread magazine. John Julio, who doesn't really need any introduction in this community. He's the owner of Them Skates. He puts on the Blading Cup. Brooke doing the robot. Randy Spicer, who is also a drug snuggler and who won the veterans event at the Blading Cup. Evan Stone, we've talked about from the Hoax videos. That's next to him is Dave Payne, who did the VG videos in rollerblading. You all know Tyler. And then to the right, that's Pat Parnell, who was on the original Team Rollerblade, but who you probably are more likely to know as a commentator for the Olympics. He commentates for snowboarding and skateboarding. And that is a pretty remarkable group. And everybody came out to see Brooke when we were in Southern California. And
everyone came out to see me and let me pay for their dinner. And we're off.
Well, so this is the dinner, right? We got this long table at this cool restaurant in Santa Ana. And actually, I thought this would be a cool flex for drug receipts. Like we're getting all these, all of our best friends, these icons of rollerblading, getting them together, and we could celebrate with a big kickoff drug receipts dinner. I think that I'd opened the drug receipts bank account or something. I don't know. But I couldn't get any of it to work. So after telling everybody that I was going to pick up dinner, I actually sheepishly had to slink over to Brooke and ask him to pick it up instead, which he did. But I think I got the credit and he got the bill. So thank you, Brooke.
That's totally fine.
Is this a running theme Like the
That
first
is
time you
the
guys were
story
rich
of our
together,
life in a nutshell.
Brooke
Yes,
gets the bill and you get the glory.
exactly. Well, yeah. And
Nice.
what
trying
I
to
don't know
figure
what
out what's
this is
going
all
on
about.
there. I think that was okay back when Pat was younger. I think
Is that someone trying to light a fart or?
what he's doing. He's doing, but people look offended. That's my sister and Amber look offended. Although I feel like we could get out of the personal photos and into the community photos, or let's move along from here. Oh no, but that's me. I'm okay with this.
The photo that you have an issue with is the one that has your wife, or maybe that is why we don't want to.
Yeah. Very
Well, this
personal.
is you and John Julio. This is at the Dem Shop.
Oh, cool.
And cool, you didn't know that. And the next one I think might. Oh, there you go.
Given that we're trying to compact this into 3 hours, I appreciate these. This is really cool. Let's move it through me. No one needs to see me. This is cool. This is the exhibition.
Right. This was
Samuel Lynn.
the Samuel Lynn Gallery's art show, where Tyler had his art show, and then we had the digital exhibition of the drug receipts, with also a couple of framed ones. You can see Jamie's framed NFT on the wall on the right. Yeah. And then there's another one from this. Yep, there's Tyler. That's my family. So yeah. Brooke says less personal, and then I go more personal.
You're like, and you're like, this is my birthday shot. There's nothing to do with drug receipts, but yeah.
But there is kind of a reason for that, and we can go ahead and go to the next photo. But this mostly what this has come through is me just going through my phone through the year and just seeing what I've got. So it's not like I have some drug receipts archive somewhere that I'm going through. This is just my personal phone. So if it looks a little personal at times, it's because it is. This was a dinner at the Spring Blading Cup this is the first time that we had physical merch. So we had the Santa Ana Blading Cup tees out there and hoodies, and you can see the whole crew here, Louie and John Ortiz and Fatima and Randy decked out in the shirts. Really cool. And to see people walking around, Dildo was out there and Nicely. And everybody, it looked like a gang. It had a really cool presence.
Yeah, we've talked about this in the past, but there's something when you make merch. The very first time we went to Europe and we saw Senate, like on Strangers, there's something great about seeing the merch out there, for the very first time. So I appreciate this part of your presentation.
And there's something validating about seeing it on other people, right?
That's right.
And just seeing it out there in the wild. This is probably my favorite photo from the entire year. This shot of Kenneth and his girlfriend at the time, each wearing a different one of our drug receipt shirts, but just everything about this, like the lighting, their pose. I mean, it's just the setting. It's the coolest shirt, I think. I mean, the coolest image. And that was at Blading Cup also. So this was during the Spring Blading Cup. So I extended my stay because there were several things going on. Tyler, this was your exhibition at Sotheby's. And this is where he debuted his images with the Ferrari that he got, right? And so you brought a different Ferrari and you had it in the showroom there.
Yep. That one was much more expensive than the one I burned.
I was going to say, is that the one you set on fire? But it looks like a very expensive one.
That one was like $4 million or $2 million or I don't know, some crazy amount of money.
Tyler, I know you know who's in that photo with me. Brooke, do you know who that is on the right? Wearing a Senate shirt, by the way.
I mean, are you stitching me up? Is this someone that I was really close to, but it's been 30 years?
Yes.
No, I'm honestly asking because I'm not sure if you guys knew each other or how well. I'm certain he's from the same era, so I feel like you should know him.
You've punched him in the face.
I mean, narrow it down.
Well, that narrows it down.
Brooke has punched that man in the face. So let's narrow that down to the 1,000 people.
I didn't punch a lot of
Did he
people.
punch Brooke back? Because that's a much smaller list.
I mean, that's not Paul Molina.
No, it's Todd Seligman. Do you know who that is?
Oh, no. You know what? Now you've really stitched me up, man, because Todd Seligman is great. And we stayed in contact, but I obviously haven't seen a photo of him. I don't know if I'm doxing this right now, but Todd is, if I got this right, yeah, it is Todd. No, is it Todd Grossman or Todd Seligman that's doing the stuff with Keanu? So I think it's Todd Seligman. Is he like he's like a stunt cinematographer?
No, that's Todd Grossman.
Oh, okay, good. Well, then I haven't stuffed this up. Todd Grossman was at dinner with Keanu Reeves the other night and talking me up, and I feel like it was like awesome.
Oh.
Okay, Seligman, not you. Okay, good. Oh, hi, Todd Seligman.
That's cool. And the guy on the left, for anyone who's wondering, is Kirby Jenner. And if you haven't seen Kirby Jenner's Instagram, look it up. But he also comes from rollerblading. It's a super creative and hilarious dude. And Kirby Jenner is not his real name, but you would know him as Kirby Jenner. There's Air Manatee and Air Dolphin at Tyler's event. And this just kind of shows you that Air Dolphin is never out of character, or it's not a character. That is him.
Mm-hmm. And also Arlo, never out of character.
You got that right.
Double
I've
down.
never seen Air Manatee with the front of his person covered.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's covered his belly up, his moneymaker.
Imagine the irony if Air Dolphin ever caught fire and people were like, what's going on? And
Just around the collars and the bottoms of his pants.
he's like, fuck, I'm on fire. And people aren't helping him. Why? Oh,
Wow, there's that augmented reality.
Moving on.
So this was also part of my LA trip, but so we got the prints made because everyone that got an NFT selected to be in the show with Tyler, we, as part of the deal, they got a fine art quality print of their NFT. So while I was in LA, I got to go review those at Icon LA, the print shop that does all of Tyler's prints domestically, at least. So it is a high quality shop. And they crushed it. The prints, anyone that received a print, they're just beautiful. They will tell you. And that was my Uber driver who took me to Tyler's house the first time. Brooke, you might think this is just a random, overly personal story, but it is a drug receipt story because.
Oh no, I had to hang out with the Uber driver. Remember?
Exactly. Yeah, he came right. He came to your hotel. Brooke and I had to sit. We sat in the lobby of Brooke's hotel with him and his laptop. And we were trying to walk him through. This is my entire relationship with Kevin. I have to do this all the time. It's like having an extra parent. Explain to him Web3 and like how to find your NFT in your wallet and how to, just everything about it. So Brooke and I did that with Kevin in LA. And that is still ongoing. That is an ongoing thing. Kevin and I talk frequently. Actually, I sent him a hoodie and have to walk him through the augmented reality now. You know what that is, Brooke?
Hello?
What?
It's a sticker. Is that a sticker?
Yeah, but it's not just a sticker. That's a stencil on the ground that is in front of NFT NYC at the Fluff Social.
Oh, yeah. I wasn't there. So I was like, okay, got it. Cool.
Yep. So this is out in front of the Fluff Social. We can go to the next one. And so inside the Fluff Social had the cool posters for the, some of the exciting things that were going on in Fluff. And this was also, Trevor, what else happened at Fluff Social?
My favorite moment of NFT NYC was about 12 or maybe 14 days, about 2 weeks before NFT NYC kicked off. And Brooke slid into one of our Marcoms meetings and said, guys, you know what would be great? We should do a hoodie for NFT NYC. And that sent the entire team into a tailspin. And 2 weeks later, we managed to produce what you're looking at on the screen now.
I think what's more interesting about this is, we had Jake and Justin were these two brilliant party bear holders that worked at Snap. And since it's now Jake's gone from there, but Jake was on their kind of exploratory team, i.e. he was doing a whole bunch of stuff in their AR team and around NFTs that was brand new. And so we were seeing some stuff that was really like next level high tech. And it was not, how do I say this politely? Like, it's been really hard to get Fluff merch going. And so it was this great opportunity to take this team at Snap that were really passionate about pushing the envelope with AR and in a very short time frame, see if we couldn't build something that hadn't been done before.
And that we did. We absolutely did. And it was a crazy couple of weeks. And my favorite moment was, I remember I was online during NFT NYC because Jesse was running around the event And all I could hear was the AR experience is not working. People are coming in the door, and I can't get this thing working. And then magically, out of I don't know where, somehow it started working, and it couldn't have come at a better time. So for the duration of the party,
honestly, it could have come like an hour and a half earlier. Would have been.
It could have come at a better time, but it came in time. Maybe is a better way of describing it. And then the irony of it all is about 2 days after NFT NYC, it stopped working because we got banned. And then it took us about another 2 weeks or something to get it back up and running again, to get around Snap's issues with our brand name and some of the content that's seen in that. But it was, that image of the duck, right? The duck is cruising along, and under the water, the feet are paddling crazy. That was absolutely the drug receipts team in the 2 weeks leading up to NFT NYC and during the event itself. And
I think that this is like a formative and kind of like, if you look at the timeline, it's a huge step, because since then, the defining difference with drug receipts and a whole bunch of Web3 projects is the ability to deliver like proper AR products, really strong designed clothing. That delivery is pretty awesome. So like all the way up to this morning where I scared some children with my Kill Team shirt.
And, that pivotal moment in our journey so far has set us on the journey that we're on. So it was a magical kind of moment of going, holy shit, we're onto something here, and this is us. And also, geez, I wish it wasn't this difficult and challenging and so many fires to put out.
Yeah, it's getting easier.
Well, we typically a little bit more planned now, which is nice.
While we were out there, we met up with some, Brooke, Ryan Jacklone, the Wriggler, John Ortiz was with us, Randy. Anyway, this was a thermal receipt that we did out in NYC. But go to the next one, Joellen. These were physical hang tags that we did, that the only way you could get one of those was if you bought the merch, the physical merch, at the NFT NYC event. Those hang tags did not come on the minted hoodies, and we've not done anything with them since. They were only available. So if you were lucky enough to pick up one of the hoodies at the NFT NYC event, that is a real collector's item.
I wonder if they'll be highly sought after in years to come, because there could only be maybe 100 of those in existence in circulation.
If that, yeah. Go to the next image. This was inside the event. Again, Brooke, this goes back to kind of the story of like seeing people in your merch, but you've got the hoodie in the foreground. You've got a couple of different versions or different SKUs of our shirts there in the background. And this was, because we actually had a merch booth at the Fluff Social event in New York. There were a lot of people wearing drug receipts in the event, and it just looked so cool.
Yeah, and the result of this that's kind of awesome is when I went to Miami, you saw quite a bit of drug receipts around the Miami NFT and crypto shows, because there were enough people in that room, heavy hitters from different communities that bought them. And like the vision for this was always about a signaler. Like if you saw someone in DRX, you'd be able to, and I'd walk up to people and kind of ask them where they got the shirt and start a conversation.
Very cool. Very cool. Trevor, you mentioned the, getting flagged on Snap shortly after launching the augmented reality hoodie there at NFT NYC. But I don't know if you guys remember, because there's so much to look back on that we're really proud of. But our Instagram got flagged and shut down the very moment that this event started. Go to the next photo, Joellen. One of the things that we had set up at NFT NYC was we put these vinyl stickers on all the mirrors in the restrooms at the Fluff Social event. And the idea was that people would be able to go in and take photos with the speech bubbles and post them. It says drug receipts, or it says at drugreceipts.com there underneath the whatever typeface. But since there was no drug receipts account, we weren't able to repost. We really lost that entire aspect of our marketing. That we'd really put a lot of work into.
I don't think I've ever seen those things. I wasn't there. Hey, I want to shout out to MH who's kind of pointed out that this is like an episode of 24. You know that TV show 24, where it's in real time. So it's going to take a whole year to do the whole year. I love this. It's awesome. Keep going.
It's the whole year in real time. Yeah, exactly.
But really good. You're going great, Arlo. Doing good.
This is the symbol. This is what you show when things aren't going great. In fact, you could say that what happened with Instagram at NFT NYC was an example of a Greg event. Of course, we wouldn't have known it yet because this didn't become a thing until after NFT NYC. But this is when I went to LA actually to get the special gray skates shipped out from the Them shop. We ordered this license plate to Randy's house, and this is how it came. Everybody's heard the story. It's supposed to say DRG. Huh?
Yeah, it's supposed to say DRG, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's supposed to say DRG receipts. And the idea was we were going to put one of these license plates on Tyler's Ferrari and have like Randy jump over. That's why we got the license plate. But then this is how it came, Greg receipts. And so, of course, Greg receipts and Greg has become a meme within our community.
And we got Greg this morning. Tyler, you were a victim of Greg just before we went live today with your audio. That's an example of exactly what.
That's right.
Yeah, you got Gregged, my friend.
Thank you.
What month are we up to, Arlo?
This is
right.
This is his 17th birthday where he got his first set of rollerblades.
March of last year.
Yeah, we are in August now, and so this is when we were shipping special gray skates. But yeah, I mean, I haven't been referring to the dates. NFT NYC was in June.
Yep.
And now this is the special gray skates we're shipping out in August. But you know, there was a series of events there where we went from the Samuel Lynn Gallery show went from South by Southwest, Samuel Lynn Gallery show, what was after Samuel Lynn Gallery show? Something in LA.
Yeah, we don't need to go. We don't need to do a review.
Let's go back to the top one more time. Good. All right, so no. Right, so next one. Let's go to the next one.
I love you, Joellen.
Talking about community.
Brooke, I just took a picture of this, which means that by the time this thing is done, it will be with the picture that I just took a year.
I like that. I like that.
Nice.
That's great. I might be dead by then, but keep moving.
This was a dinner we got to have while we were out in LA doing the special gray skate shipping. But you know, there's a nice blending of kind of rollerbladers that we know from our past, but also drug smugglers, and in a lot of cases they are the same. Randy, Richard, Nicely, Bildo, Shay, Dom. Actually, almost all of them are smugglers. They all own drug receipts, and of course, Coda and Julio are there. It's nice whenever you can go out and get together with drug smugglers and friends in real life, which is something that we are trying to encourage and do more of with the snuggle ups, which you guys have done a couple of cool, successful ones in New Zealand. Yeah, this is another special gray skates. We can keep going. That's the warehouse with skates.
There was it all your photos? You just said upload all.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't have time to go through them
with Joellen's iPhone.
They're going great though, because anything with deer in it, I support.
Yeah, we're just going through.
Deer here. How can we be having a recap of the year that was and Deer's not here?
Yeah,
that just doesn't seem right.
Oh, she's not in the chat or in the Discord
or anything. I don't think she's in the Discord or anything.
Well, so this was Dia and I at SciCon.
The message she's going to get after the fact.
Yeah.
Dia, love you.
Skepticism, science and skepticism. Those are some of the pillars of drug receipts. We had a competition based around skepticism. Dia and I and a couple of other snugglers, including my daughter, went out to the Skeptic Conference in Las Vegas. This is a photo from that. That was in October. Or no. Yep. That was in October. Very cool. And then also in October, around Halloween, Brooke, you can tell we're getting closer to present. But in Halloween,
aren't you wearing that shirt right now, Brooke?
Yeah.
We teamed up with Paradise and Jesse. Paradise is Jesse's monthly party event that she puts on in Texas, world renowned, featured in Rolling Stone magazine. But so we put on an event at a local roller skating rink, and it was a Halloween themed roller skating event called Roller Boogie. A lot of people.
Why does that roller skating rink look like it fits like 4 people?
Yeah, it's
So
actually a
that's funny.
10-pin bowling alley that they put some rails up around, and you just skate up and down the rink.
So in front of us, in front of where Jesse and I are sitting, is the actual rink, and it's a big full-size rink. Behind us is like a kiddie pool, basically, a roller skating version of the kiddie pool.
It's just,
Yeah.
you know, when you go to the snow and you've got the little kiddie slope where you learn how to stop.
Yes.
This is the kiddie slope for the roller
So-
skating rink.
Brooke, Tyler, I'm going to appeal to your rollerblading roots. Does anything about this photo stand out to you, or make your
Of course.
rollerblading
Well,
tingle?
it's not weird, because why would you wear roller skates when you go to the roller rink? I wear rollerblades at the roller skating rink too.
Are you talking about how that there's like a 35-year-old lady in the kiddie thing?
Yeah, you guys, maybe you guys just weren't real street skaters. It's hard for a rollerblader to look at anything and not see the handrail. Joel, can you show the video that we have for this?
Oh, really?
Oh, yes.
So what I got an attitude, bitch, I got an attitude. So what I got an attitude, bitch, I got an attitude. I don't know.
Oh, dear.
That
This
is how
whole
you
thing,
do your
was
kiddie
this whole podcast to set up for
Yeah.
that moment?
Yes.
Yes. Like, you're like, I've
By
got
the
this.
way,
I've got this
I thought the
photo.
handrail went without saying. I can't ever look at a handrail in my entire life and not think about who would do what on it.
Exactly.
I want to meet the 35-year-old lady that's in the kiddie area. That's all.
I just love that one of Brooke doing the front side down that big rail, and he just to death.
What?
California Condor.
Oh, that was a gap. California Condor was a gap.
No, I know that there was a gap, but he also went down on a rail.
Oh, move it along. Okay.
Brooke, don't you have to go clean the pool?
Yep. Hey, this is great. Wait, but we can't be. Are we finished with photos?
We are at the end of the photo. So this was the fall blading cup, which just happened in November. So just a month ago. And again, hard to believe that these things, like the time on these things.
I
But
can't believe that's only a month ago. Like, look, what's going on? What's happening in our lives where it's so intense?
yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
And so
Well,
we had
Brooke,
a lot of
you walk
there.
around in cocaine, so I don't know what you expect.
Yeah.
Well, Tyler, it's funny you say
He's got to
that.
clean the pool.
The booth
The
that they
pool
put us
plugs
next to,
cocaine.
the booth that they put us next to at this blading cup, they sold. You can see a piece of their merch. Can you see what that shirt says on the right next to ours?
It says cocaine wholesale.
Yeah, it's like the Costco logo, but it says cocaine.
Awesome.
Ridiculous.
And Brooke,
really
Arlo took a pretty nasty spill here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I
busted
did.
rib.
I broke my ribs. Yeah.
He did.
Is that right? You broke your ribs.
I broke my ribs. Yeah. Yeah. Like
Nothing like
Vila
broken
on Coke
pizza
too.
strips.
Wow.
Yeah, that's candid of Jesse out on the street course getting some clips for the gram out at Blading Cup and wearing the drug receipts merch.
Cool.
And then, yeah,
Yeah.
those Mesmer skates, but with the Kill Team stickers, really cool setup. So that Brooke does officially finish the photos. Are you satisfied?
Wow.
Just in time. Thanks, Brooke. It was nice to see you,
We're going
mate.
to go back in
So,
reverse now. Well,
catch up on the next one.
hey, Arlo, honestly, it's wonderful to kind of relive it through your eyes, your photos. And it's been, like you say, it's been a crazy year. I'm very grateful that around a year ago, we started this crazy journey. It's insane.
Wow.
Hey, before I go, I just need to the DRX community to know that you are very prioritized for my party on the 2nd on Waiheke Island at a location that is yet to be named. I want to keep it really tight. There's only 100 people allowed in. And so, you guys know who you are, my favorite snugglers. You are definitely the cream of the crop here in Auckland. So we'll make sure you get in.
Brooke, before you go, can you be a part of one other thing that I'd like for you to be here for?
Are we saying?
No,
We're going to sing.
we're going to go back and do the photographic history of Senate. So we just need you to hang around for a few minutes for that.
We've got something for the community. We've got a nice thing for the community. So we've put together a special holiday card for our drug snugglers. I'd just like to start by showing it. Let's go ahead and show the card, Joellen. So you can see there, Santa Claus. It's based on the Sinner graphic, but a holiday version of the Sinner graphic. So Santa Claus with the baseball bat wrapped behind Cap's back in holiday colors. It says, "Let there be receipts on earth. Better watch out, better not cry." And it's got the pentagrams in the corners. No offense, anybody. But the cool thing about this, Brooke, is that we have an NFT version of this card that we are going to give to all of our drug snugglers. Yeah. So all you have to do is we will make the claim available tomorrow. So we will put it out in all of our communications in the Discord and our socials, let you know how to claim it.
I like that. Like if we POAP this without promising too much, but I'm a big believer that all NFTs are effectively POAPs, kind of proof that you were somewhere at a time. And I feel like the core of our community are co-own this brand with us. So it'd be great. Oh, that's one great idea, team.
Yeah, it is really cool. And the NFT is animated and it looks really cool. And it'll be a nice thing to have in your wallet. And it is purely an expression of joy, spreading some holiday cheer, and just a small token of our appreciation, a small way of saying happy holidays and thanks.
How many are there, Arlo, David Eisenberg?
How many what?
Of those are there?
They are available to anyone that holds any wallet holding a Drug Receipts NFT. So,
and when does the claim end?
The claim will end it's like a 48-hour claim, basically.
Oh, that's good. I like that. Okay, done.
Yeah, cool.
Exactly. And what do they get if you hold one of these till next year?
Oh, we can't talk about
that. That's a good question.
That's a very good question.
That's a good question. But in the spirit of the holidays, right? It's not about really, this is just about the joy of giving and receiving, and we don't want to overly.
Yeah, I don't want to overpromise, but one of the Futureverse partnerships is with Jesus.
We'll see what we can work out.
Hang on a second. Is there anywhere else left to go? If you've now partnered with,
that's right, FIFA,
the Messiah,
Jesus,
where do you go from there? Like, you're only a year in. Are you guys a little bit premature? Are you building out, and then what are you going to do for the next decade? Build churches? I mean, I don't know. This is dangerous territory.
I love it. I love
back that truck up.
And is that a collaboration, Arlo? Have you worked on that with Acro, or is that 100% you?
The art?
Yeah.
Are you trying to figure out who to compliment?
Yeah.
So I did the art for that, but Acro actually has done the animation for the NFT. So it is a bit of a collaboration.
Well, I mean, that's actually the definition of a collaboration, not a bit of a collaboration. That's literally what.
That's fired.
Give him some credit. Hey, well, listen, I know that we're at about
Brooke, you're 18 minutes late to your next thing. You got to go.
We're a quarter of the way through this podcast, and I can't wait to hear the whole thing.
Brooke, when you finish your other thing, just come back.
Yeah. We'll be still here.
We'll still be here.
That sounds awesome.
1 year from now.
But I do want to say to everyone out there, this is just the cool. We love this community. It is absolutely amazing. And I've watched Arlo and Trevor and Jesse and Don and Acro and everyone win over the broader fluff and now Futureverse and ecosystem with just how special Drug Receipts is. And it bodes well for the future, you guys. You are grinding your way to becoming a core part of the future of Web3, augmented reality, and clothing. So good stuff.
And can I say something before you go, Brooke?
Sure.
So, obviously I know it's all funny and jokes, and all jokes aside, I think it's really amazing because I've known Brooke and I've known Arlo my whole life. I met them when I was 12 years old, And it's so exciting that we did this, that it worked. And it's just such a rare thing for three completely different people who live in completely different worlds to come together and make something like this work. And Brooke, I know that, you're probably going to cry, but I just want to say that, watching you eviscerate TJ Weber is something that I hold dear in my heart.
I love you, TJ.
You're such a big component of Web3. And I think that's what it takes for new technologies and new things. I hearken it back to the first printed photographs. When people were printing and trying to sell photographs, they said, "Oh, this is a joke. Why would anybody ever want this?" And now it's, obviously it is what it is. And that was.
Yeah. And to live in a time where Arlo can scroll through his phone for an hour and 15 minutes now,
I'm just glad you guys could be here with me to do it. It really meant a lot to me.
For those of you that are able to make it to Waiheke Island on January 2nd, 2 p.m.
Can't even take a compliment. You just got to keep promoting.
No, that's right. I will see you there, and we will raise a glass to Arlo David Eisenberg, to Jesse, to Don, to Acro, and the rest of the DRX team that aren't there. So thank you so much.
Bye, Brooke.
Carry on.
Merry Christmas, Brooke.
Merry Christmas. Merry DRx-mas to you. Thank you.
There he goes.
What's interesting about Brooke is the producer doesn't even have to kick him out. He kicks himself out. It's like,
that's right.
Keeps the crowd wanting more.
So, guys, really.
I won't do that. Carry on, Arlo. You go.
I was just going to say we could have just had Brooke sign us off. I mean, I think we've gotten through what we wanted to get through. We did really go through the entire year. Tyler, I just did want to give you an opportunity to let us know if there's anything going on in your world that we should know about. I know you've always got exciting stuff going on. Do you want to share a little bit with us?
Yeah, I mean, my next gallery will be in February in Palm Beach. So I'm very excited about that. And then I'm working on something that will be good for drug receipts in Cincinnati. And then we're working on Monaco, Oslo, London, and a couple other places with physical live things.
Are you writing this down, Trevor?
Yeah.
We got to get that in the schedule.
He's got it. So
okay, awesome.
Yep.
Well, Tyler, thank you so much for coming on. Trevor, thank you. Guys, we are really close to the holidays here. So it's, it makes it all the more meaningful that that you guys are giving of your time around this holiday season.
Anyone that sleeps in a sauna, special place in my heart. So
yeah,
thank you.
It's
come a long way.
Karma, you give and you receive. When you give of yourself, and you're willing to sacrifice and sleep in a sauna, it's only a matter of time until the universe brings that around and you get the full circle benefit of it. So it's touching. I'm glad I was here to be a part of it. I feel fortunate. I feel special. I feel an enormous amount of gratitude to bear witness to.
Can I say the thing that's so crazy about Arlo to me is Arlo's such a magical person that even when you're living in a literal physical hell of a dorm room, it's so much fun. You can go anywhere with Arlo, do anything with Arlo. And if anyone ever gets the chance, riding in a car with him is one of the best experiences you'll ever have, because you have a near life experience every 5 minutes and you just really learn to appreciate everything that you have.
He is really overselling it.
You have it. He's letting you have it.
It's unbelievable.
No, I think that's important, right? Like you've hit the nail on the head, and I feel great about hearing that, because to me, it's not about where or what, it's about who, right? It's always about who. And
anytime I'm ever get a chance to be anywhere with Arlo, the one thing I know is that it will be awesome. Now, crazy shit might happen, but it's gonna be awesome.
So I definitely think that life is measured in the stories you can tell, right? And so I am always interested in collecting stories. There's no doubt about it. And sometimes that means, usually the worse things go, the better the story will be. So sometimes you just kind of have to suffer through it in the name of a good story.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to do this, but I feel like now since we're kind of going down this road, just to give you a little bit of an idea of where some of this comes from, because I do come by it naturally. But my mom is in here. She's in the chat. I can see her. Hi, Mom. Love you. I'll be spending Christmas with my mother. We're Jewish. I was raised Jewish, so we don't actually formally celebrate Christmas. So usually every year we go across the border to Oklahoma, and I spend Christmas in the casino playing poker. I love it.
Nice.
Yeah, but so I'm going to give you a little bit of background what my Christmas is going to look like this year, and see if this doesn't sound familiar. Doesn't just sound like something taken straight out of kind of my own playbook. And Mom, I'm sorry, I'm like putting my mom's business out there, but my mom lives in a house near the Oklahoma border, and her and her husband, Baba or Essie. Got the idea that they wanted to update the house, that they were going to paint it. And they live in a red brick house, but it's got some trim, some accents, the garage, the trim around the roof, the pillars. So there's not a whole lot of options there. They're not repainting all the red brick, but they wanted to change the trim. Jolyn, will you show the first picture? Actually, I can only do this now because Brooke is gone. But so this is kind of like how the house was before, like kind of neutral colors there on the trim. That's my stepdad, Baba, Essie, standing there. In front of the house, but cute house. But so their first stab at it, they painted it, for some reason they painted it orange. Joanne, let's show a picture of the orange trim here.
Wow. Is that where you got the inspiration for our Halloween drop?
Yeah.
Like, that is special.
If only. Show the next one, another detail of the orange here. But so the orange ended up being really, really orange. And after it got painted, my mom was beside herself. She realized she'd made a huge mistake, and she didn't know what to do. And so she asked the painter if they could repaint it. And so they said, sure, because they still had all the tape up, the painter's tape. They're like, it'll save us a lot of time. We don't have to remark it off or anything. So just give us a new color. And so somehow, incredibly, and listen, my mom, she came to me and I photoshopped some stuff, and I said, yeah, basically neutral is kind of the right way to go because the red brick is so conspicuous. Well, her and her husband, despite my best efforts to help, show the next image, Joellen, they ended up going with green.
Oh my God.
So somehow they ended up doing something even worse than what they started with. So you can show the next one here. So, and now you can see the painter's tape is all taken off. And so my poor mother hasn't been able to sleep. She feels like that she's cursed the neighborhood with this abomination. She thinks all the neighbors are looking at her, and she is right, by the way. Like, my God, what have you guys done?
It's a Christmas miracle. Look at that.
It's a Christmas nightmare. It's the nightmare before Christmas. But so she told me, she's like, Arlo, you've got to help me. So I'm going there. I've been in the Benjamin Moore. They've got an app where you can do the colors. So I'm going to spend Christmas out there, and we're going to fix it. We're going to figure it out. We're going to finally get the colors right. But
I see a green door and I want to paint it black.
Yes.
This is so shocking to me because Vicky is amazing. She's one of the most amazing people you'll ever meet. And she rarely have I ever seen her make a mistake ever in her life. But this was Vicky, you fucked up.
Yeah. I think they got in a little out of their depth.
Did the property value of the house go down?
Instantly. I remember I had earlier on in my life, I had a real problem with LSD, and I'm glad I didn't see that house during that period in my life because I would have been questioning reality in a whole new way.
Wow.
She blames her cataracts. It is true that during this time she got surgery on her eyes, and so the house was painted before the surgery, and then after her eyes were fixed, she thought, "Oh my God, I can see clearly now. What have I done?"
No. Yeah. Ray Charles could have been driving by that house and been like, "Whoa, no!"
All right, so those are my holiday plans. You guys have any holiday plans? What are you doing, Trevor?
Well, it's interesting you should say that. So my mum is over from Australia over here to New Zealand, and so I'm going to be spending my Christmas holidays with my mum. And Brooke, I know, is not really that excited about it, but I'm going to take my mum to Brooke Howard Smith's New Year's bash over in Waiheke, and let my mum loose on the
amazing.
So if you're a snuggler and you're going to Waiheke for Brookhouse Waiheke, you will meet my mum, who is the most incredible person I know.
And she won't paint your house green, your mom.
She definitely won't paint your house. In fact, it's funny, or maybe a little bit irony, maybe a little bit coincidental, but my mum is actually painting furniture right now as I'm live on this podcast. She is out there painting furniture, ready for the guests on Christmas Day. So there you go.
Wait, your mom is at your house painting your furniture? You put her to work?
Correct. Yeah, I put her to work. I have to be on a podcast. I said I'll be back. I'll be back in about 3 hours. You know, and
what about you, Tyler? What are your holiday plans?
So the people I was going to spend Christmas with all have COVID as of today.
Oh, no.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
So
no.
my plan is that I'm going to edit some stuff that day, but I'm
Come
going
out to Denison, paint the house.
I'm not going to paint the house. I have a trampoline inside my house. I'm going to jump on the trampoline. I'm going to make steak, and I'm going to eat ice cream.
Wow.
So
Sounds like a
not
perfect
much
Christmas.
different than a normal day.
Well, we've got my wife's Brazilian, Tyler. So we're going to have I think there's about 10 people coming for Christmas, but we're going to have food for about 30 because Brazil.
Yeah,
so
that's how you
you're
do
more
it,
than
yeah.
welcome, man. Drop by and eat yourself into a coma, and you'll be more than welcome.
Thank you so much.
It's only a
Amazing.
short flight to the bottom of the planet and into the future.
Guys, we'll have a Merry Christmas, have happy holidays. Sounds like amazing plans. Thank you guys for coming on. Drug Snugglers, thanks to all of you for being a part of this, what apparently was a slow and painstaking journey through the years, or through the year in real time. But we're glad that you could be here and be a part of it with us. We're glad that you were all a part of the journey. And really, for as much as we've done and for as much as we just went through there, we are just getting started. So there's so much more to come. We can't wait for next year, and we can't wait to go on this journey with all of you. So Drug Snugglers, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Have a merry snuggin' DRx-mas wherever you are. And we'll see you in the Discord, and we will catch you next time. Snug you later, Drug Snugglers. Good night, everybody.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
Vicky. Love you, Vicky.
Bye, Mom.